didn't even notice you.
Of course
Ooh,
not.
ow.
He's a short guy like me.
That's hurtful.
It's already
You
started.
guys missed the tan lines like I did?
What's it been like working with Sharon Moore so far?
It's been great. He really brings like a lot of positive energy. He's been really fired up the last couple of practices. You can tell he's just excited and carrying himself a little different, I think, since we're getting close to the season. So it's been great so far.
Who's the best quarterback out there?
You know, it's hard to differentiate right now because it's so early, but I think honestly across the board, everybody looks really good. So it's actually been really exciting and much improved, and it's been great so far.
You feel a difference between this year and last year's fall camp as far as that's concerned?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, just general attitude of I think we're moving the ball more. I think we're being more efficient. I think across the board, every position knows what they're doing more. There's a lot less mental errors, so definitely a lot more momentum I'm feeling than previous camp at least.
Give us your first impression of Shea when you first met him as a guy, a player, and what observations you'd make, you know, from spring and so far this camp.
Yeah, I guess when he first got here, he was a little quiet, obviously, because he didn't really know anybody. But you know, he's confident. He's a confident guy. You know, I think he knows that he has good qualities and a lot of ability, so he carries himself confidently. And you know, he and the other quarterbacks really have matured a lot from spring ball. Mostly, in my opinion, mentally. You know, they're making the right checks. They're making the right reads. So he and the other quarterbacks really are improving a lot.
Your thoughts on the offensive line in the early going?
What's that?
Your thoughts on the offensive line in the early going?
You know, honestly, the same thing. I mean, I'm going to say it just feels a lot more physical. You know, it feels like we're able to push people around a little bit more on the O-line, and again, the communication's been a heck of a lot better, I think. A lot less mental errors, a lot more figuring out what to do kind of in the chaos when the defense is bringing things. So definitely trending in the right direction there, I think, too.
Zach, what's the talk been like in the tight ends room? You and Sean, both Mackey, preseason watch list guys. Nick, you know, took some stops last year and looked good, and you guys are returning basically with the bulk of the receiving production. Is there pressure? Is this like, are you guys talking about this needs to be a big year? What's the discussion like?
You know, we definitely talk about it being a big year. I don't know if there's a whole lot of pressure. You know, I feel like as a group, I think we collectively thought that we, you know, underachieved a little bit in terms of, you know, making plays. So I don't know if there's necessarily pressure, but I think that we definitely have all the weapons we could possibly need to, you know, get the job done every Saturday. So conversations are going well in there. Tight end is really confident. There's a lot of athletes getting better every day as well in that unit, and a really good group of guys.
Yourself, last year, remembering when you were coming out of camp and you were being recognized as one of the top tight ends, and I mean, you came here as a quarterback. I mean, now you're on the Mackey watch list, and last year, you know, people really paying attention to your playmaking ability. What has that ascent been like for you?
It's been great. You know, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster here in my career, but you know, I'm just taking it in stride. It's definitely enjoying the ascent more than the lower times, obviously, but you know, I'm having a lot of fun. You know, I know what I'm doing out there, and getting older, trying to lead the group. So this is definitely the most fun I've had since I've been here.
You talked about there's not pressure on the position group, but how about on the program to have, you know, maybe a Big Ten championship season, maybe more? How much do you guys talk about that? How much do you feel it, sense it?
I mean, we talk about it a lot. The thing of it is, you know, whether you go 5-7 or 11-1, you know, it doesn't matter. At a place like Michigan, there's always high expectations. So I don't think that feeling ever really goes away of, you know, that we need to set the bar higher for ourselves. I think that's always something that's in the back of our minds. So definitely a lot of talk about it with this team. I think this team is very motivated and hungry and ready to go prove something.
You feel stronger under Ben Herbert?
I feel stronger, yeah. Definitely. I mean, I think everybody across the board feels stronger. So far, we're moving people back pretty well.
How much weight have you added since I guess his arrival?
I think I want to say about 14 pounds.
Oh.
So yeah, 12 to 14.
How different does that feel? I mean, do you feel as fast or as stronger, obviously?
Yeah, I mean, I think stronger. I feel even maybe a little faster since it was muscle weight. They did a good job of putting on the right pounds. So yeah, I feel like I'm moving really well.
What did you come in at when you got here?
230, 235.
So you gained like 25,
Yeah.
25 pounds.
You're what now, like 270, 265?
263 exactly.
Give or take.
Point two.
On the dot.
Just weighed in.
263.2 on the dot today.
Yeah.
Is Ryan Hayes working out with you guys, or is he with the O-lineman?
He's been with the O-line.
Tackle?
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me one thing each of the quarterbacks does particularly well?
Joe Milton throws the hardest ball of all time. Shea moves around the pocket well. Brandon Peters reads a good defense. Dylan McCaffrey, quick release, also improving a heck of a lot. Yeah, everybody's doing well.
Thank you.
What's it been like for you guys on offense? And as Jim was questioning Chicago and Jay, I mean, a lot of different coaching on the offensive side. I mean, what has it been like for you guys as players having to adapt just about every year to, new tight end coach, new run game coordinators, new passing game coordinators, that sort of thing?
Yeah. I've been fortunate at the tight end position. I think I've had some great coaches, even though I've had 3 different ones, and it's sometimes difficult to reset every year, but I've had great personal and work relationships with my all the tight end coaches I've had, and I think our offensive staff's a little unique this season because we have so many gifted guys that know what they're talking about. I think it's just everybody really knows what they're doing, and they all kind of bring a different thing to the table. So there was a little bit of turnover, but I think it's been great so far.
You're at the point like with Sharon, is it like you're learning new stuff, or is it just kind of re-emphasizing or maybe reteaching things you already know, or is it or you're learning like completely new things from new concepts, new ways of doing things?
A little. I mean, there's new things that we learn, every day. Whether it's just little steps or concepts, but all in all, it's all pretty similar. He does a great job of teaching it. I've gotten a lot of repetitions over the last 2 years, so I'm getting pretty comfortable with everything. But we definitely learn new things with him, and like little nuances in blocking or running routes.
What are your earlier impressions
Last
of
question.
Mustafa and Luke? Early impressions of those guys?
They're doing a fantastic job. They're. I've been impressed by the way that they're really studying the playbook. They've been pretty busy. Probably everything's spinning for them a little bit. Talk to them a little bit about that, but they're keeping their head up. They're not afraid to get physical and hit. They're making plays. I think they're going to be really, really good.
There's been a lot of conversation that Harbaugh's been sort of low key since the bowl game. Have you noticed that? And I mean, is that what he's presenting to the public and us?
Low key.
He's just not out there like. Like last night he was on Comedy Central.
Yeah,
but
I didn't even know that. What was he doing at Comedy Central? Roast?
the Detroiters show.
Okay.
Stand.
I think he's just focused. That's a big thing I noticed. I mean, he's always been a laser focused guy, but I think that this year, I think everybody kind of feels that we have a lot of potential, and I think there's just been a lot more of that. Collectively as a team, just kind of keeping low and keeping our heads down, and trying to do the best we can, because I think we all know we have a good amount of potential that we need to fulfill.
Why do you know that you have that potential? What makes you say that?
Just what I see day in and day out. I mean, the biggest thing was just how hard we worked in the summer. I guess there's not really anything in particular I can name, but just the feeling. I had kind of a special feeling this summer, and so far in fall camp, I think we've done a good job of bringing the energy, and it's just kind of a different feeling in the air, I guess.
All right.
Thank you.